I'm Nicole Mills. I am the lead ketogenic dietitian here at Addenbrooke. For some children, specialised diets are the treatment for their medical condition. This includes prescribed ketogenic diets for children with drug-resistant epilepsy and strict dietary restrictions for children with inherited metabolic conditions such as those diagnosed on newborn screening. The National Institute for Health and Care Excellence recommends that all children diagnosed with epilepsy whose seizures haven't responded to at least 2 appropriately targeted anti-epileptic medications are referred to a tertiary neurology centre for consideration of a ketogenic diet. Ketogenic diets are very high in fat, very low in carbohydrate, and they push the body to make ketones as the main energy source rather than glucose. This means that starchy and sugary foods are heavily restricted, and foods such as butter, oil and cream are given in large quantities. And it's this continuous state of ketosis that can significantly improve a child's seizures. However, if at any point on the ketogenic diet a child has more carbohydrate than what's allowed in their plan, then seizures can come back very quickly. So this might be taking food off another child's plate, it might be having an extra handful of crisps or some sips of orange juice. Cambridge is the regional centre for ketogenics, and at the moment we support 70 children or 70 families across the east of England to deliver the therapy. It's a big learning curve for families, as every meal and every snack of every day needs to be measured and counted within a child's allowances. This means making separate meals for the rest of the family, or allocating time each week to batch cook meals in advance. Every ingredient in a meal needs to be weighed out individually. Even the oil used in cooking needs to be measured using a syringe or weighing scales, which means families spend a lot of time in the kitchen. When a family opts to start the ketogenic diet, they've been counselled on what the diet will entail, and they know it's not a straightforward option. However, they're prepared to put in a huge amount of effort and compromise in a bid to improve their child's quality of life by providing a diet that has the potential to improve their child's seizures. Whereas children with epilepsy are referred to the ketogenic diet service if their seizures haven't responded to medications, children with metabolic conditions need a tightly controlled diet from their diagnosis, which is usually shortly after birth. Children with metabolic conditions are able to digest food. However, their body cells aren't able to use one or more of the building blocks of foods to make energy. Instead, the parts of the food their bodies can't process are partially broken down and then build up in cells to become toxic. This can initially cause tiredness and confusion, but can lead to permanent brain damage and in some conditions can be fatal. So for children with inherited metabolic conditions, a highly controlled diet is the treatment for the condition. An example of this is a condition called phenylketonuria, or PKU. Children with PKU can't break down a part of protein, therefore they need a strict protein restriction. This means every food they eat that contains protein needs to be factored within their allowances. When most people think about protein, they think about meat and dairy products. However, more food than you expect contains protein, including most vegetables, bread, rice and pasta. For children with PKU, all of these foods need to be carefully measured at each mealtime and given in small, precise quantities. It's essential that children following specialist therapeutic diets are fully compliant at all times, particularly times of illness. This to keep children as safe and well as possible. Thank you very much for listening.